Bail reform is coming to the ballot box, and that means you will decide if judges should change the way they set cash bail here in Wisconsin.
Fox 6 investigator Brian Paulson joins us now to show you the fast-track proposal that you'll be voting on this spring and why critics say it won't protect you from dangerous people.
Now, the Waukesha Christmas parade attack really put bail reform in the spotlight. Now, a change in the state constitution is in your hands. It would make it easier for judges to set higher bails for people accused of violent crimes. Sometimes, when Nikki Bird talks about her son, Denari,
I make him dinner every night.
She still uses present tense.
We still cuddle, we watch TV together. We do everything together. He's literally my best friend.
But 2 months after he died in a violent crash,
I don't know what I am right now.
she wrote a poem that begins, "I had a son."
I don't know what I don't even know why I'm here now because
Suddenly,
you're always going to be Denari's mother.
his life is over and hers has a new path.
Justice for Denari is your purpose now.
On October 5th, 20-year-old Denari Peer was a passenger in a car that was practically blown apart.
They had hit the car first, and then they hit the tree.
P1 Carter was parked nearby and rushed in to help.
He was just sitting there looking at me.
As Denari lay trapped and dying, Carter says he and others pulled a young man out of the driver's seat.
He got out of the car like screaming, saying like his wrist and head and stuff was hurting.
According to prosecutors, Jaquan McMurtry was trying to race another car down Appleton Avenue when he slammed into an SUV and two trees at 109 miles per hour.
This just can't keep happening.
In an all-too-familiar refrain, McMurtry was out on bail at the time.
What we're doing is not working.
At just 20 years old, McMurtry had 3 open felony cases for possession of guns, dealing drugs, and bail jumping, on top of a juvenile conviction for armed robbery. Still, police say he was free to engage in a deadly drag race after buying his way out of jail for $3,500 cash.
We have to change our bail system. We have to change it.
McMurtry is one of a growing number of criminal defendants in Milwaukee charged with violent crimes after bailing out for a previous offense. A Fox 6 investigation in 2021 found more than 1 in 5 people charged with homicide that year were free on bail at the time, a figure state lawmakers are still citing.
A whopping 21% were committed by persons on bail.
As they push for bail reform.
Wisconsin's current system of bail is broken.
But how to change that system for the better is where policy,
how much money guarantees a person is moral,
meets politics.
Does higher bail keep the public safer?
I think it does.
This doesn't.
Since 1981, the Wisconsin state constitution has only allowed judges to consider one factor when setting cash bail: the risk they won't show up for court.
The goal is to just make sure that a person comes in for their trial.
Republican leaders want to change that.
We're going to let the judge look at your past criminal convictions.
Representative Cindy Duco has been trying to change Wisconsin's bail system since 2018, but her effort didn't gain much traction. Until Darrell Brooks killed 6 people in a Christmas parade after posting $1,000 bail for a violent crime days earlier.
I can't tell you what the right amount of money was, but I can tell you it wasn't $1,000.
Now she's leading a fast-tracked effort to amend the state constitution.
Just based entirely off of fear.
This is about a constitutional amendment that simply allows judges to take into consideration dangerousness.
45 other states expressly allow judges to consider a defendant's criminal history or public safety risk.
Wisconsin is the only state that allows judges to consider only a single factor.
Not only are we an outlier, but we're like down the street, over the hill, beyond the ocean, like out on an island all by ourselves.
Right now we have a broken system.
Democratic State Senator Chris Larson says higher bail is the wrong reform.
Why are we not taking money out of the equation entirely?
For one thing, he says higher bails give an advantage to defendants who have access to cash.
You can pay your way. This is making sure that people who are poor will not be able to be released.
Adam Plotkin with the Office of the State Public Defender says truly dangerous offenders should not be able to get out of jail at all.
Why should a person who has been alleged to have done all those things be able to purchase their release.
What's the amount that says they're not going to get out?
The question's going to be to the judge.
When prosecutors charged Jaquan McMurtry with homicide for the death of Denari Peer, a judge set his bail at $50,000. Days later, a local youth mentor and family friend named Marvell Coleman paid to get him out.
How do you rest at night?
And then
He writes, I've been stressed out over this. I had not an idea I would be reported in the news.
Changed his mind.
Mr. Coleman has the right to post, and I think he also has the right to withdraw that posting.
It was the second time in 2 months someone bailed out a homicide defendant in Milwaukee.
Just trying to find out a little bit more about why you posted $100,000 bail for Kenny Twyman.
Then withdrew the bail only after the Fox 6 investigators
Can you please leave?
started asking questions.
He should not have even gotten bail.
John Chisholm said that.
Yes, he actually did say that.
If they are a risk to the public, then they should not be let out pre-trial.
And that's why Senator Larson wants to eliminate cash bail and replace it with a pre-trial detention system based entirely on risk.
Use risk as the determinant rather than cash.
Republicans who control the state legislature say that was never an option.
Getting rid of cash bail was not even a consideration.
Do you believe cash bail is keeping the public safe?
No. No. No.
Nikki Bird is frustrated with the Milwaukee DA's homicide unit and District Attorney John Chisholm.
I am outraged. I'm disgusted.
And she's not convinced a constitutional amendment is enough.
Is it perfect? No.
But she figures some reform is better than none.
I definitely think it's a better start than where we're at right now.
But with the pain still fresh, one thing she knows for certain.
I just feel like I don't have anything.
There's no amount of money that will bring Denari back. Brian Polson, Fox 6 Investigators.
Now, earlier this month, state lawmakers voted for the second time in 2 years to allow judges to consider a defendant's risk of causing serious harm when setting bail. But before the Constitution can change, you get a say. 2 bail-related questions will now appear on the April election ballot. You can see the full text of those questions on the Fox 6 Investigators page at fox6now.com.
Obviously, Denari Peer's family is very upset with District Attorney John Chisholm.
Yeah.
Did the DA have anything to say?
I requested an interview for the story about 3 weeks ago, didn't get a response. But we do know that DA Chisholm has said in the past he supports eliminating cash bail and replacing it with that pretrial detention system we talked about in the story, one based on risk. In other words, either you're in or you're out. Cash doesn't play a role. But as you heard in this story, that is something Wisconsin Republicans say is not on the table right now.
Do any states do that, where they just take cash off the table?
Yeah, New Jersey and New York were the first to do it. They've rolled some of those back in New York. They didn't go all the way, didn't entirely eliminate cash bail, but mostly did Illinois. It just started January 1st, the first state to entirely eliminate it, so we can kind of watch what happens to our South and see how it goes.
See what happens.
Yeah, and we'll see what voters say here in Wisconsin.
Absolutely.
Brian, thanks.
You got it.